So in the beginning of the Parashat, you have the word VaYikra. VaYikra, the last letter of that word is Alef, and it's a very small Alef. It's a small Alef. When Hashem tells this to Bil'am later on in another Parashot, he says VaYikal. He doesn't use the Alef. It means the same thing, in essence. He's calling him, he's telling him a prophecy, he's telling him a special privileged message, but he doesn't use the Alef. Why? Because the Alef represents that Hashem wants to talk to the person. He's talking to Moshe. He wants to tell him something. With Bilam, he doesn't really want to tell him, but Hashem made a law and he's going to comply with his own law. When Hashem wrote the Torah, he in essence limited himself. And that's why anyone that, for example, says, I'm going to sin here, but later on I'll do mitzvot. I'm going to stop keeping Shabbat. I'm not going to do anything right now. Let me get married. Let me make a little bit of money. Let me do a few things, fix a few things. Then I'll get to Hashem. I'll be a tzaddik. No problem. Number one, you don't know how long you're going to live. You don't know how long you're going to live. You can't say you're going to live to 70 years old. You can't say you're going to live to 90 years old or 100 years old. You can't say you're going to live, chas v'chali, lo alen, lo alenu, lo alechem. But you can't say you're going to live till tomorrow. We don't know. The clock is up there. It's not here. So that, number one, not a good plan. Number two, Hashem specifically says, if you say that, I'll never let you get to that time. Specifically tells you. You say that you're going to sin now and make up for it later, and make sure you won't make to that time. Special punishment for you. Why? Because who do you think you are? You're going to make Hashem wait? Someone that came from a nothing, from a sperm cell that's eventually going to turn into a body that's a corpse, that's going to be eaten by worms and maggots, is going to tell the creator of the world to wait? Think about the logic of this thing. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, no. Hashem, I don't have time for you right now, but let me make a little bit of money, because it's in my ability to make money. It's not you. I make the money. I get the wife. I get the husband. I do everything. You don't do it. Wait for me a few minutes, a few years, a few decades. I'll get to you in a little while. It's not, if you think about this for 2 minutes, for 1 second you think about this, it doesn't make any sense. If you really believe in Hashem, it doesn't make any sense. So Hashem tells us here, I want to talk to Moshe, but I don't want to talk to Bilam, so that's why with Bilam I took away the letter. I told him don't add the letter. But with Moshe I added the letter. But Moshe, the Gdol HaDorot, the biggest of the big, the smartest, the closest to Hashem, rich, powerful, everything you can possibly imagine, is described constantly as the most humble. And Hashem loved him in a way that we only wish we could be loved. Moshe was at a level we could only wish we could be a shoe. Forget him. Just a shoe. If we were a shoe, we're already in Gan Eden. Moshe was humble, even though he was amazing. He was very humble. And he felt very inappropriate for him to get this special privilege that Hashem is giving him, that he's giving him this extra letter. He's giving him this extra letter. Who am I, Bechlal? He says, I'm just Moshe, I'm just a human being, I'm nothing. So he says, okay, I don't really want to write it, Hashem, this extra Alef. Why? He's a prophet also, even though he's a Rasha. He's a prophet also. No, write the letter. So Moshe says, okay, I'll write the letter, but I'm going to write it small. Showing his humility, showing his modesty, showing that even the biggest of the big knows how small he is in front of his Creator. Teaching us one of the most important lessons that we can learn in order for us to have a connection with Hashem. In Hebrew it's called anava. In English it's called humility. Humility.